Hello everyone. Nikhil Chaudhary here from Tesla Club India, and this is our 25th podcast and second X Spaces recently. Uh, Today we are going to discuss about the yesterday's Ola event. With me, I have Tarun Pal from EV Gyan, and X Roader will be joining soon. Tarun also went to the event yesterday, so he will give us even better insights. To start with, as more people join, basically, first regarding the event, I think it was okay-ish, but event could have been better. And they started with the show and then all the slides and the update. They seemed a bit of fast, and maybe so because they had so many things for different Ola subsidiaries to announce. But that was the event. Tarun, what do you think?
हेलो एवरीवन। ये ट्विटर स्पेस है। मैं थोड़ा सा नया हूँ यहाँ पे। बात करते हैं। तो इवेंट जो था ये कुछ मैं कहूँगा कुछ खराब था पिछले वाले इवेंट के मुकाबले।
Tarun, आपकी your voice is a bit of. Can you check
अ,
again? Network, yeah.
अब आ रही है क्या?
हाँ अभी आ रही है.
ठीक है। सो इवेंट वाइज तो यस नहीं था इवेंट, बिकॉज यहाँ पे काफी जल्दबाजी में हुई थी। जो
Right.
ऑर्गेनाइज चीजें वो आई थिंक एंड मोमेंट पे चेंज कर दी गई। जो
Okay.
पिछले हुआ था वो काफी सही था। उसमें क्या था, 14 अगस्त को क्रिएटर्स को बुलाया गया था, जहाँ पे वो जो भी अनवील करते हैं क्रिएटर कर लेते हैं और ढंग से मिल पाते हैं बंदों के साथ। बट इस बार भी ऐसे प्लान था कि 14 अगस्त को होगा क्रिएटर डे और 15 अगस्त को सबको बुलाया जाएगा। बट इस बार एंड मोमेंट पे जो भी कह लो इनके काम वो ऊपर नीचे हुए होंगे या फिर इनका आईपीओ वगैरह भी था उसमें बिजी होंगे, तो जिसके वजह से
Right.
एंड पे चेंज कर दी। सो निखिल, आई थिंक आई वुड बी कंफर्टेबल इन हिंदी।
Okay. Okay.
ठीक है।
Yeah, no problem.
आई कैन स्पीक इंग्लिश बट मेरी कमांड उतनी नहीं और हिंदी
It's
प्रेफर
not necessary. Just that more people would understand that. But
ओके।
it's
तो
fine. We can do Hindi English mix. It's fine. Yeah.
हाँ, हिंदी इंग्लिश मिक्स कर सकते हैं हम।
Yeah.
ओके।
Yeah. And guys, if anyone is requesting for speaker, we will entertain that towards the end of the space. Right now, me, Tarun, and X Roader will be hosting for some time, and then we will start accepting requests for questions. Till then, you can ask in the replies. Yeah. So, and another weird thing about the event was Ola was trying to claim being in the top five in the world, but it had a big asterisk, small asterisk. It said excluding China. They are
राइट।
fourth. They are fourth excluding China. They are fourth in revenue excluding China and all that. So I mean, Ola has done good thing in India. They are indeed number one two-wheeler company, not electric vehicle company. Number one two-wheeler electric company in India. But there was no need to change the metrics and claim that they are number fourth in the world. Okay, that was a bit, and yeah, there are going to be so many memes on that right now.
एग्री
Because
एग्री।
yeah, because if you remove Ola, then TVS is the number one in India. So
डेफिनेटली।
lots, yeah,
राइट। सो
right,
थोड़ा
yeah,
सा
yeah.
मे
That was
मे बी वो जो उनका शेयर वाला सीन चल रहा है तो कुछ भी हो सकता है, बट हाँ वो थोड़ा वियर्ड था। ठीक तो नहीं लगा।
right. Yeah, that was a weird part, and it's going to meme worthy for quite a while.
हाँ।
But I think maybe that's Bhavesh for you. Okay. But X-Road, did you watch the event? What are your views about the event? Not about the product. We will get into the product slowly. But about your event in general. How was it
So,
held? And yeah,
thank first of all, thank you, Nikhil, for hosting this space.
sure.
So, event was a quite a good event. Like, I think they managed to have more on what they call their AI Kritrium. The Kritrium part and the other part was almost equal. So,
Yeah,
launches, all those.
EV part was bit fast forwarded some part.
ये
And another thing which I मेरे को जो लगा उसके अंदर, मतलब it's my personal feeling that any speaker who was on stage,
Yeah.
he was like to be commanded by Bhavesh. Any
Right. Right.
speaker, once that speaker was owning that stage, immediately Bhavesh used to come in between.
Right. Right.
So पता नहीं, मतलब it is, मतलब it is my
That their biker girl was I sorry don't remember the name right now. She was speaking and Bhavish was interrupting, and
he
then
interrupted all the speakers
yeah.
and don't know
and,
why.
आई
मतलब
थिंक
no
टाइम
idea.
बिकॉज
and
ज्यादा लंबा नहीं खींच सकते.
right. And then they had the app guy. He barely spoke for 2 minutes. It was a bit of hasty stuff in EV part. I only was
Overall,
still the EV. Yeah, I
overall,
didn't
yes,
was
it was.
after EV.
Overall, everything was good. Like you had
Right.
Move OS 5, you had
No,
all
no,
the
we are not
roadmap.
talking about product. We are just right now about the event. Product is yeah. We
Event
are
was
going to
good.
yeah, yeah.
Event was good, and it had almost everything. Whatever they could do to boost their shares. So it was
Right, right, right.
perfect. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So we are not, we don't have any ownership of whole or share. Just to be clear, we have nothing against anything or nothing in favoring anyone. Yeah. So going into the event, first, I think I should give detail about their cell. So Ola has taken inspiration from the Tesla's 4680 form factor. It's cylindrical, and so yeah, it might have seemed to some that it Ola is the first one with 4860, 4680, but no, it's Tesla which started then, and then multiple companies are pursuing the same form factor. The internal technology is being developed by each company differently. So every 4680 is not equal. I would like to some perspective on that. So regarding the Ola's 4680, we found some documents some month ago, and regarding that, their one cell has a 3.7 volt, 26.43 amp hour, and each cell is 97.8 watt hour. So they estimated that for a 4 kilowatt hour Ola pack, they would need 40 of these 4680 cells. Right, and in the Q1 report they published, they it was written that till now, I think the factory was supposed to start in April. Since then to till now, they have produced about 30,000 of these 4680 cell, which if everyone is usable, it is sufficient for about 750 pro scooters. Right.
ओके.
Yeah. So it's definitely they are going to need to ramp up a lot. They are still in early days. I personally am not expecting to have a jump into the megawatt hour and gigawatt hour suddenly. So because Ola is new to sell. Yes, they have people from LG and other companies who are quite experienced, but still it will take time. Although they are expecting that they will start using these in product in since from next April, the quarter starting in April 2025. The first product would be their Roadster Pro that would have. So this was something about cells, and from cells they also plan to go into another grid scale energy storage. So that's quite interesting. But in my personal view, grid scale storage should be lithium iron phosphate. But Ola is only pursuing NMC chemistry right now. So there's that. I hope they are developing LFP. And then regarding they also showed a concept where the battery is removable, and you take that to your home and use at your home also. So
Yes.
I'm not sure if they are going to do that, because right now the Ola battery is kind of curved. In the Gen 3, it is going to be rectangular at the bottom. I'm not sure what they are planning to do with the removable one. So maybe we will see in the next few months how that goes. So that was about a bit of energy part. We will go into the scooter part. Tarun, did you get any more details about the energy part?
Actually, I time to, but
Tarun,
use
your
कर
voice, Tarun, your voice is really breaking up a lot.
सकते. सो मैंने ट्राई तो किया था कि राइट पर्सन से मिलूं और पूछूं,
Yeah.
बट वो अवेलेबल था ही नहीं वहाँ पे बंदा. और
Okay.
पॉसिबल हमारे लिए
Okay, okay.
कि बात कर सकें सेल्स में क्या क्या कर रहे हो आप, कब से स्टार्ट करोगे ये, बट
Right.
नहीं
One interesting bit in that was they claimed that they are also working on a dry coating of electrodes.
राइट
So yeah, so that shrinks the factory size and cost a lot. But it's a very hard part. Tesla has now started to put that into production. Till now, they were also using wet electrodes from LG. Now they are going into the dry. So it is going to be, but yeah, it's exciting to have cell production in India and actually research and development in India. And at a scale is very important in this. So kudos to Ola for going into cell production.
एग्री
Right. Extra, do you have anything to say?
So my insights were like, uh, I think everything comes by 2026. So Bharat Cell and all those things come by 2026. We have to wait. Uh,
They said financial year 2026, that starts in the April of 2025. They didn't
so
say
by
plan.
so first Ola scooter which comes with their battery pack would be in by end of 2025, right?
नहीं नहीं नहीं, उन्होंने अप्रैल अप्रैल में बोला है, अगले साल।
Up,
This April,
हाँ
yeah,
हाँ, जो
yeah,
अब
this up.
right. So that would be a
I'm expecting it to start only with their Roadster Pro. I'm not sure about their cell production to reach that level to start putting into the high volume scooters also. Maybe, but we will see. So yeah,
so in
localization of cells will really help a lot. But if people are expecting that overnight the prices will come down a lot, no, China is producing very cheap cells right now, and I think having start a new cell factory and all, cost to maybe even match the Chinese one or could be slightly higher than those also. So
right.
optimization and scaling will take time, and yeah, it's not a cheap affair.
राइट।
Yeah.
सो मैंने ये भी देखा था कि जो बारिश के आपने बैटरी पैक था, उन्होंने आई थिंक उसमें 46 और लाइक वो शेप है वो नहीं हो पा रहा है, बट जो इन्होंने जेन 3 में दिखाया, वहाँ
Right,
पे
right,
जो
yeah.
सेल्स हैं वो ज़्यादा इफेक्टिवली प्लेस हैं, और वहाँ पे जो सेल्स हैं 48, तो डेफिनेटली रेंज इंक्रीज होगी विद कॉम्पैक्ट साइज जेन 3 बैटरी पैक जब आएंगे, या जेन 3 में।
Yeah, we will go to into Gentry right now. So a quick, they plan to have 5 gigawatt hour of capacity in this year, and 20 gigawatt hour by 2026, and 100 gigawatt hour by 2030. So these are just planned capacity. Actual production will obviously differ a lot.
राइट।
So yeah, I think we can now start going into their scooter. So sorry, let's start with their motorcycle first. So they showed their Roadster series. It will come in three variants, which will have 8 battery packs of total. The topmost one is Roadster Pro, right? And
राइट।
it will have two battery packs of 8 kilowatt hour and 16 kilowatt hour, and it will use the 4680 cell. I think it will be the first product of 4680 cell, and it comes with insane power of 52 kilowatt, 196 kilometer per hour top speed, and 590 something kilometer of claimed range. It could be ARA, I think.
राइट।
Right. Yeah. So and the prices are
So just
yeah.
just waiting. So pro. So basically pro. Then it is X. Then it is Roadster. Like down the line, right?
Pro, Roadster, then X.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Because in the image, in the image which in the display in the event they had lined up Pro first, then X, then Roadster.
Yeah, yeah. That was yeah. But the lowest one is X, and the mid
Okay.
one is Roadster Simple, and then Roadster Pro. So I'm many people are saying that they put the Roadster for, because Tesla has a Roadster also, and design. Yeah, it's
Roadster comes in two battery packs, 8 and 16,
Roadster Pro comes in two battery pack, 8 kilowatt hour and 16 kilowatt hour.
and it
And
comes by they've written
Di-
quarter
Di-
4 FY26.
Diwali 2025, they are saying to start deliveries for this.
Right.
Okay, so that means last quarter, right?
Yeah, yeah, last quarter. Yeah,
FY26, right?
yeah. And 105 newton meter of torque, 0 to 14, 1.2 seconds. So specs are really insane. And then there's pricing, which is unbelievable for some. And I'm not sure if they will be profitable at that. So the 8 kilowatt hour one comes at 2 lakh, and then 16 kilowatt hour one comes 2.5 lakh.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
that's cheaper than the energy storage, home energy storage product if you go into the lithium energy market.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। तो
Right?
बैंक प्राइस बिल्कुल मेरे को तो रियलिस्टिक लग नहीं रहे हैं।
नहीं.
और मैं तो चाहता हूँ प्राइस थोड़ी सी बढ़ानी चाहिए।
तो
I
पहले हम
mean,
वेरिएंट्स के बारे में बात कर लेते हैं, एक बारी कंप्लीट हो
right.
गया फिर प्राइसिंग पे कमेंट करते
Okay.
हैं, राइट?
Okay. I
सो
will
नेक्स्ट
explain. I
वेरिएंट,
will explain the variants first. Yeah.
या
And
Okay.
yeah, below the Pro, it is simple Roadster. It comes in three battery packs of 3.5 kilowatt hour at 1.1 lakh 5,000, then 4.5 kilowatt hour, 1 lakh 20,000, and then 6 kilowatt hour, 1 lakh 40,000. It claims 13 kilowatt peak power, maximum range of 248 kilometer, and 0 to 14 2.2 second. So this is the
2.6।
mid 2.2, 2.2, 2.3. Okay, yeah.
ठीक।
It says 2.2 on the presentation.
ठीक है, ठीक है, ओके।
Yeah. So that's their mid. And then the lowest one is X, Roadster X for the mass. It has 11 kilowatt peak power and up to, they claim up to 200 kilometer of range, 124 kilometer per hour of top speed. It also comes in three battery pack variant. It starts with 2.5 kilowatt hour, which starts at 75,000. 3.5 kilowatt hour, which starts at 85,000, and 4.5 kilowatt hour, which starts at 1 lakh. The Roadster X and the normal Roadster, they say starting deliveries in January 2025. So my guess, and I'm going to be mostly right on this, is they will be using their current one 2170 sets that they are using in current scooters also. These
Right।
two won't be coming with 4680. So this was a basic breakdown, and then they are working on ADAS and all uh, stuff, and screen
the
and all.
ADAS and that big screen on a
Yeah,
bike is really
yeah.
next level, right?
10-inch something TFT screen on the Pro variant, I think.
Yes,
Yes।
yes, the screens are different, yes.
Yeah, yeah. The screens they vary with variant, and I'm sure their feature and connectivity with will vary with variant also, as it is in the Ola scooters.
राइट।
तो
Right.
बेसिकली
Yeah.
रोडस्टर एक्स जो है वो एक्टिवा से सस्ता है।
वो स्प्लेंडर से भी सस्ता है शायद
हाँ,
75,000 पे.
सो बेसिकली दे हैव किल्ड द सीएनजी बाइक ऑफ बजाज।
I'm not sure why they did CNG at all.
नो मतलब बजाज आया अब एक बाइक लेके, तो मतलब सीएनजी वाला तो कौन लेगा मतलब इन प्राइसेस पे। But still,
Right, right. I mean,
just wanted to add something that the motorcycle EV market has not like grown. Still, it's still in जैसे the EV scooter market is now
absolutely.
the EV scooter market is now coming to a maturity, right?
Right,
But
right, right.
the electric motorcycles have not come into their space, or maybe Ultraviolet has just done well on that. Revolt also
Yes.
did well, but
You know,
they didn't expand it.
I went to the Revolt launch event in Delhi. I think it was 2019 or 2020 something. So I was really excited about that. But they just still have that their same old RV 400. I think it is going more to fleets now, less to personal.
Okay, okay.
And yeah, they are not updating that. Yes, they have tried to localize somewhat. I'm not sure how much of that localization is just assembly manufacturing. It was just Chinese. It was from China and they were assembling it. Later, battery pack assembly and then motor is I think now Sona BLW. I need to check that. But yeah, and then yeah, ultraviolet is selling like 50 60 a month right now. So it is a high price. I think 3 and 4 lakh, right, Tarun?
Right. Base 3
Yeah,
and top 4.
yeah, right. So I mean, enthusiast bike it is right now, sports enthusiast and electric vehicle, and then there's Torque. Torque is going bankrupt as we have heard. Uh, there was news article that they haven't supplied any school bike to their dealers since last December, and their investor had basically said that their investment is write off. So Torque is sadly going to wind up, I think. There are a couple of more bike, Matter and Atom, but I don't see them doing any numbers right now in anywhere near significant. So Ola would be the first one to may really push motorcycle into the mass for India, electric motorcycle.
Right.
So only thing so there was Tarun, you had attended. So there are no speakers in these bikes like they have in Ola.
हाँ,
Ola में जैसे speaker
ऑल्सो
है.
एक्सपेक्टिंग इसमें स्पीकर देंगे ये, बिकॉज
Okay.
दे हैव मूव ओएस करते हैं सारी चीजें, तो मैं एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा
Right. Right.
हूँ होने चाहिए। जैसे रिवोल्ट में है, थोड़े लोगों को लग सकता है गेमिंग फीचर है, बट मेरे को लगता है कि तो अच्छा फीचर है। कुछ को पसंद नहीं आता है, बट का होना आई थिंक एक अच्छी चीज होगी अगर वो स्पीकर डाल। स्पीकर के साथ वो एक जो स्कूटर में एग्जॉस्ट है जो बहुत होती है, वो भी हम ऐड कर सकते थे। तो एक अच्छा फीचर हो सकता था ये। आई थिंक वो थोड़ा मेरे को लग रहा था कि देंगे।
Right.
Tarun, can you disconnect and join again? Your voice is really breaking up a lot.
ठीक है, ओके।
Yeah, just a quick. So, Exroder, you own a Ola S1 scooter, right?
Right. S1 Pro, yeah.
Yeah. So, how's the experience till now?
So initially there were software hiccups, but now the software is really matured, and
Okay.
all the features which Ola has, like whichever they claim, whether it is the uh, what do you say? Uh, Sorry, just a sec. So all the features which Ola has improved in the Move OS 4 all work really very fine. Whether it is hill hold, whether it is cruise control, and speakers I rarely use, not using those speakers as much. Initially पहले पहले बहुत use किया, initially अब नहीं use करते. But the software is really matured. The quality is still not like if you compare it with Aether, the quality of the material is still not there. But but it compensates. The software compensates to the other things. So other thing is that there is a striking difference. Like there are two spectrum. Those spectrum have Ola. There is no service schedule. Whenever you think that you have to take it to the center, you can take it. Aether has a fixed schedule, and there are a lot of buyers who have complained that the service charge is almost at par with the ICE Activa, even more than that. So that kind of thing really worries me because there is no schedule. भाई आपकी मर्जी है, आपका दिल कर रहा है दिखा दो बाइक, नहीं तो चल रहा है तो चल ही रहा है.
That's like Tesla. They have no schedule also.
But I still believe that there should be a checkup at every 10,000. Like they should just check it because there should be a schedule. Not that expensive as it is uh, for Aether. So it's going fine. I have done around 10,000 plus kilometers. So it's running fine. Still
Okay.
gives me around 100 kilometers of range. I usually charge it at 10%. So that 100-kilometer range is in a span of a week. Like whosoever owns an Ola knows that 1 or 2% goes overnight. Overnight में एक दो
Okay.
परसेंट उसका जाता है. तो supposedly if you are charging it to 100% and night goes in the morning it would be 98 99. तो 1-2% मुझे लगता है शायद वो क्लाउड कनेक्टिविटी करके वो खाता है, मतलब 1-2% तो बैटरी.
Right. Right.
राइट.
So from our team, Garvit, he also owns a S1X plus 3 kilowatt hour, and he gets about 70 kilometer of range with about 10% remaining.
I'm quite satisfied with the purchase because I
I,
didn't had Aether in my area. and I even had booked Ather Apex, but the Chandigarh showroom of Ather closed. So there is no info, there is no feedback on what is that booking status. Nothing is there. So
So why Ather showroom really closed in Chandigarh?
yeah, it's closed. It was uska ek, there was a dealership who was from Patiala. They had taken the showroom in Chandigarh, but somehow it is now closed. So the nearest Ather store in my area is around about 100 kilometers at Ludhiana or Ambala, which is 67 kilometers. आई एम मतलब
Okay.
मैं भी मतलब बहुत ज्यादा हैरान हूँ कि चंडीगढ़ में नहीं चला पाया एथर। अगर एथर
वही
चंडीगढ़ में नहीं
है।
चला पाया अपना बाइक, तो पता नहीं कहाँ पे चलाएंगे। मे बी इन नॉर्थ इंडिया इट्स काइंड ऑफ द मार्केट इज रियली डिफरेंट बिकॉज द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन व्हेन यू सी अ टू व्हीलर ईवी दे विल जस्ट आस्क यू भाई इसको आग तो नहीं लग जाएगी। दिस काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आर रियली यहाँ पे ये ऐसे क्वेश्चन ही पूछते हैं। तो मे बी दैट्स व्हाई एथर वाज नॉट एबल टू sell their scooters, but still people are really worried। जिसने हमारे साथ वालों ने एथर लिया चंडीगढ़, now they are really pissed off that there is no showroom and they are now looking where to get service because they have a set schedule for service।
So it is really interesting that Ather started quite a lot before Ola, and has still not expanded. Ola has expanded more than them. Ather even went with their dealership route, which messed up the service for lot of people. Because dealership, their usual stuff, they have to do some time. And Arun had to face a lot of problem. Many other had to, so Ola, Ather service has it got down a lot. And Ola is not doing also good in the service department. For some, it is good, and then keep seeing the horror stories. So I think the service department is the one Ola need to focus on right now to build a long-term brand loyalty and get more and more customers.
Yeah, so Ola
Because
basically because it's now Ola plays at a long, like उनके पास अब एक बड़ा bracket है play करने में ना price range का। So,
right,
so you now I find lot of Olas in my city. So, and their warranty, which is 8 years and 80,000, which you can expand also to 1 lakh. So that is also uh, that is also game changer stuff. Like you are not worried about all the things which come with an EV, like battery की भी warranty है, motor की भी है। 80,000 is
yeah.
way too much for a two wheeler, even for someone who is doing 100 kilometers a day. So
Yeah, I mean, in last 2 months, I have seen quite a lot of new Ola in my city also, and I was not expecting that. Tarun, where do you live and what's the situation there regarding two-wheeler EVs?
आई लिव इन ईस्ट दिल्ली और
Okay,
यहाँ पे डेफिनेटली ओला ज्यादा है,
right, right.
बट एथर टीवीएस एंड ओला ये बहुत ज्यादा है रोड पे। बजाज धीरे धीरे ग्रो हो रहा है बट अभी इतना नहीं दिख रहा। ओला सबसे ज्यादा
I think Bajaj and TVS would find in the maybe tier two and tier three, they will have more trust of the people being a legacy. Some people just
है।
trust Ola, some people just trust Honda. I think if Honda launch Activa, many people would buy this because it is Honda. So there
राइट,
is, yeah, there's still that trust thing in the two wheeler. And I think the cheap Chinese early import we had for so many years, that ruined those ruined things rather than helped in long term. And
बिल्कुल। और ओला तो इसी चीज से फाइट कर रहे हैं आज भी कि
right,
पहले 50,000 रुपए का और आज तुम 1.5 लाख रुपए का स्कूटर सेल कर रहे हो। ये तो कम होना चाहिए था, तुम ज्यादा में कर रहे हो। तो जो एक इमेज होती है स्कूटर की, इवन मैं अपनी वीडियोस के कमेंट में देखता हूँ, जो काइंड ऑफ न्यू है पीपल ईवी के लिए, वो बोलते हैं यार ये ईवी स्कूटर कुछ नहीं होते हैं, इसमें एक मोटर लगती है, बैटरी लगती है जो कि बहुत सस्ते होते हैं, इनकी कीमत 30-35 हजार 50 हजार ज्यादा नहीं होनी चाहिए। सो जो उस जमाने की प्राइसिंग थी लोगों के दिमाग में आज भी वही है। बस उन्होंने जो चला के नहीं देखा है तो, बट इमेज वही है। अगर वो चला के देख लेते दोनों प्रोडक्ट को तो वो एग्री भी करते कि हाँ भाई प्राइस डिफरेंस ठीक है ये, बट उन्होंने चलाया ही दोनों को, तो
right.
आज भी वो टेस्ट करते हैं प्राइस को लेके।
Because I think a year ago, I was trying to convince someone in the neighborhood, and they were like, no, someone I know had a electric scooter and it went bad in a year or so. So that
हम्म,
was, so it's really a issue. but I think maybe with the word of mouth. I met a Ola owner also. He bought the top variant, the topmost S1 Pro variant, and
Right.
he was like, my monthly payment is less than what I would spend on fuel of if I had to bought a ice scooter. So I mean, there's growing awareness, and yes, there's a lot to overcome also.
Yes.
Yeah, and in the motorcycle department, after when they start deliveries, it would be interesting to see how that grows. Because right now, Ola sells something like 45,000 scooters a month or something in overall, and our two-wheeler penetration is hanging around 5 and 6% somewhat. It should have grown a lot more by now, but as we said, there are some issues still.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then we have the Gen 3 Ola scooter platform. So, what they do in Gen 3 is that in the scooter, the pack shifts its shape to the rectangular one, and the motor is attached really close to the pack, right? It's basically attached. Yeah. And then they claim that from the Gen 1 to Gen 3, they have increased 76% peak power from 8.5 kilowatt to 15 kilowatt. They claim 27% increase in torque from 55 newton meter to 70 newton meter, and 14% reduction in weight from 123 kg in Gen 1 to 106 kg in Gen 3. They also claim 16% increase in efficiency from 70% efficiency in Gen 1 to 86% efficiency in Gen 3. Their ECU count has gone by a lot from 10 to 1, and they claim 38% reduction in cost. So, I mean, yeah. So, what derives this is they have simplified the pack. They have reduced wiring a lot. The pack is now part of a structure, and their motor is magnetless, so they don't have to use rare magnet for this. So, Tarun, did they show any Gen 3 scooter also there?
नो, ऐसा कुछ नहीं था वहाँ पे।
Okay. So what else did they tell about the Gen 3 scooter? If you can just kick around.
सो जेन 3 के बारे में जो उन्होंने प्रेजेंटेशन दी थी, बस वही था, एक्स्ट्रा कुछ नहीं बताया। लाइक व्हाट दे हैव डेवलप्ड, कैसे एफिशिएंसी इंक्रीज करेंगे, एक फ्लैट फुटबॉल बस बार, ये आई थिंक इम्प्रेसिव था। और कास्टली एल्यूमिनियम यूज कर रहे हैं फ्रंट फ्रेम और सब फ्रेम के लिए। और आई थिंक इससे जो जेन 3 आएगा, ईथर जो डेवलप कर रहे थे इतने सालों से, वो आई थिंक ओला ने या तो सीख लिया है या क्रैक कर लिया है। और जैसे एथर ने किया था अपने 450 स्कूटर के साथ, एक तो 450X आता है, फिर उसी पे उन्होंने रिश्ता बना दिया।
Right,
सेम अब
right.
ओला भी करता है। सो ये गेम चेंजर होगा टू बी ऑनेस्ट। और मैं तो एक्सपेक्ट ही नहीं कर रहा था कि जेन 3 इतना जल्दी ये शोकेस कर देंगे, बट इन्होंने कर दिया है, क्योंकि जेन 2 अभी कितना, एक साल ही हुआ आई
Yeah,
थिंक, या उससे
right.
थोड़ा ज्यादा।
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
हाँ, तो जेन 3 तो आई थिंक बिल्कुल गेम चेंजर होने वाला है। फ्लैट फुटबोर्ड एथर का एक पॉजिटिव पॉइंट था, और सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी उनकी बहुत अच्छी थी ओला के मुकाबले। क्योंकि ओला का जो बैटरी पैक था, एक तो बनाना शेप था, और थोड़ा सा वो कर्व होके ऊपर चला जाता था, जिसकी
Right.
वजह से स्कूटर की हैंडलिंग जो थी वो ईथर के मुकाबले अच्छी नहीं थी। बट ईथर की बहुत
Okay.
ज्यादा इंप्रेसिव है। बट सेम अब यहाँ पे होने वाला है इसके अंदर भी, स्कूटर के अंदर जो जेन 3 होंगे। बैटरी भी उन्होंने नीचे डाल दी, मोटर भी नीचे डाल दी, फ्लैट फुटबोर्ड कर दिया। स्टैंड ऑफ ग्रेविटी डेफिनेटली अच्छी हो जाएगी। तो आई थिंक जो राइडेबिलिटी है और हैंडलिंग है वो बहुत ज़्यादा इंप्रूव होगी जेन 3 के अंदर। एफिशिएंसी तो डेफिनेटली इंक्रीज कर ही रहे हैं। और अगेन एज यू सेड कि उन्होंने वीसीयू कम कर दिए हैं, और ये गेम चेंजर होने वाला है डेफिनेटली। बिकॉज पहले इन्होंने बता दिया कि 10, आई थिंक 10 वीसीयू थे जनरेशन फर्स्ट में, फिर सेकंड में
Right.
4 to 5 थे, and now it is one. आई थिंक इसके वजह से क्या होगा, जो रैंडम इश्यूज आते हैं सॉफ्टवेयर वाइज, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इक्विपमेंट वाइज, तो जो भी वो यूज इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स करते हैं वो अब कम होंगे, बिकॉज कम्युनिकेशन इन अलग अलग कंपोनेंट वो कम हो जाएगा ऑटोमेटिकली, तो रैंडम इशू आने के जो चांसेस है आई थिंक वो आगे जाके कम ही होंगे। तो ये चीज है जो कि सॉफ्टवेयर वाइज या फिर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक वाइज ओला अच्छा कर रहा है या फिर कर लिया है।
Right. Yeah, I mean, we are seeing the improvement in software. Software में तो देखिए, they also plan a S1 sports version also,
हाँ,
and yeah,
आई थिंक मैंने एक बार इनका मैं फैक्ट्री विजिट में गया था, और स्पोर्ट वाला शायद मैंने इनका देखा था आधा, लाइक उसके ऊपर इन्होंने कर्टेन डाल रखा था, तो दे
okay.
ट्राइड टू रिवील इट, बट मैं देख नहीं पाया। बट यस, उसमें जो ग्राफिक्स थे वो टोटली चेंज थे, और जो व्हील था वो भी आई थिंक उन्होंने चेंज कर रखा था, तो मैंने देखा तो था, बट हाँ वो ढंग से नहीं देख पाया मैं।
And then they plan five more scooter: S2 City,
राइट,
S2 Tourer, S2 Sports, and then we have S3 Grand Adventure and S3 Grand Tourer. So Sri Hari was showing something, some scooter from I think Taiwan or some other country. So it was something like the S3 Grand Adventure and S3 Grand Tourer. So
ओके।
maybe we'll see, yeah, some more exciting design in this. Yeah. Sri Hari, so what is your view on Ola event yesterday?
Hey, hi.
Hi.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't get time to watch the full event. I just I
Okay.
just saw the bits and pieces here and there. I just I didn't see the whole new platform part all that much. I saw those uh, part where he's Bhavish basically talking about all these bikes, the Pro and the Roadster, basically the three versions of Roadster, and then the other ones which are gonna come, uh, three sets of bikes, right? So I didn't get enough time to uh, go through it all in detail, but I feel like some of the things that's being announced is a little bit too ambitious. If you only Cybertruck unveil all the things that were kind of announced, and the prices that went with it, right? And what ended up happening. Of course, the Cybertruck is almost meeting all the what do you call it, all the specs, minus a couple of maybe range and minus a couple of things. But the price ended up being maybe twice as much, right? So I feel like this is not a price he's planning to kind of honor. It's just a wow factor pricing, right? I don't think 16 kilowatt hour is it'll be just a halo kind of a product which will never maybe a roadster will be a better example. Uh, so it will always be in the future. I don't think it will ever come out for that matter. And other than that, I
So
there
yeah.
was ADAS being announced. Like I may have missed most of it, but I think
Okay.
they're trying to copy everything that Tesla is doing, like slide by slide.
I mean, if they really are doing the development and if it comes to the customer, it's really good.
Yeah,
They really have gone a leap on software also, and they're really using their OTA capability as they should have, as everyone should. Sorry, yeah.
yeah.
So
I find. I mean, I really uh, comment. I mean, I really like what Ola has done. They just came in and just made EVs democratic. They democratized the EVs, so it's become much. more accessible, and they have really brought down the prices compared to Aether, which I had a lots of hope from Aether before, but the direction they are going and the what do you call the
You own a Ola and a Ether, right?
yes.
So how would you compare those? And share a bit about your ownership experience also.
Yeah, so I live in Singapore, so I don't drive them daily at this point, right?
Okay.
But I bought my Aether in 2001 um, April. That's when the first showroom was opened in Kerala. It was like maybe the first week or something when they opened it. So I got it then. I wanted it from a long time. That's the earliest I could buy it. Uh, and Ola also I bought as soon as it was available in Kerala, I believe, or maybe in a month or two, because at the time I was not in Kerala. So yeah, between the two, because I have a slightly older Aether, right? It's 3 years old at this point. Ola is probably a year and a half. So at the time, I felt, and even now, if anybody, I haven't seen or test driven the Rista. Of course, it's brand new, but from the models I had, we we have had this far, I feel Ola is much better uh, in terms of the value for money. Right? They they are more powerful. The software I feel is better, at least compared to my older generation Aether. Storage is much better. And Aether, I feel for my height, which is 5'9", 10 ish, I feel like it's too small for maybe if you're above average height. So Ola is slightly bigger, um, and the storage is really good in Ola. Uh, in terms of pricing, right? Ola is a much more of a value compared to Aether. And while the service from Ola is not the best, I feel Aether is much worse because of their franchise dealership. The franchise dealerships are uh, their whole existence is based on kind of what do you call fleecing customers. They will push you for all kinds of services that you don't need. So I really don't like that model. So either going down that route kind of diluted their whole uh, image, at least in my books. So although Ola is not all that great in terms of the actual service or the efficiency of the service, I feel they are,
Service remains issue for the two-wheeler department, both major companies right
yeah.
now. Yeah.
So I feel the
So yeah.
Ola's approach is better in the long term.
Yeah, Ola, they own the showrooms and they own the experience
Yeah.
center. So yeah, they can put the improvements directly. And Ather being dealership, they will have some
Yeah,
issues.
I feel Ola is taking the
Uh, we-
more risk in that sense, and I commend them on that.
yeah, they really are going big and they are. So Tarun, you must have driven the latest Ola, latest Ather 450, and the Rista also. So how do you see those?
ओके हाँ, तो मैंने यस सारे चलाए हुए हैं। ओला एस प्रो जेन 2, एथर एपेक्स भी चलाया, रिस्टा भी चलाया। तो ओला डेफिनेटली वैल्यू फॉर मनी, मोस्टली वो रेंज के लिए, तो उन्हें ओला ही कैटर करता है रेंज। जो एथर 450X है, वो डेफिनेटली एक फन टू वाइब स्कूटर है, उसे चलाने में बहुत ज़्यादा मजा। तो जो स्पोर्ट्स स्कूटर लेना चाहते हैं, मज़ा चाहते हैं, इवन बाइक जैसा मज़ा मिलता है हमें 450X पे। और एपेक्स में थोड़ा-सा इम्प्रूव है, बहुत ज़्यादा इम्प्रूव नहीं है। एथर इज़ काइंड ऑफ शो पीस काइंड ऑफ स्कूटर है, जो कि फैन्स के लिए बनाया गया है। बहुत ज़्यादा इम्प्रूवमेंट, बट ठीक है, अच्छा है। और इसका मुझे लगा कि गेम चेंजर हो सकता है फॉर एथर। लाइक एवरी डिपार्टमेंट में वो टीवीएस iQube को बीट कर देता है।
Right.
सो रिश्ता डेफिनेटली एथर के लिए एक प्रोडक्ट था, बिकॉज तब तक इकोड स्कूटर पे वो टिके थे। तो रिश्ता उन्होंने बहुत मतलब अच्छा काम करा है, लेकिन थोड़ा सा लेट कर दिया आई थिंक उन्होंने। ये 6 महीना या फिर 1 साल पहले लाना था, बट
Yeah,
ठीक है।
yeah.
रिश्ता जो है डेफिनेटली iQube के लिए सरदर्द बन, और आई थिंक बन भी रहा है। उनकी सेल उठी है इस बार एथर की। तो रिश्ता इज मैं कहूँगा एक कंप्लीट फैमिली स्कूटर।
Okay.
बट प्राइसिंग इशू उसमें भी है। लाइक एथर हमेशा कमाना चाहता है अलग अलग वेज से, बट मैं कहूँगा उनका जो बेस मॉडल है वो इनफ है किसी के लिए भी, जिसमें हमें कोई भी फंक्शन नहीं मिलते डिस्प्ले पे। और उसका बस एक ही कॉन्स लगता है मुझे कि उसमें लॉन्ग चार्जिंग टाइम है। आई थिंक 8 घंटे समथिंग का उसमें है, जो कि हम रात को ही चार्ज कर सकते हैं। बाकी स्कूटर वॉज वेरी गुड, परफॉर्मेंस से लेके हैंडलिंग से लेके सब चीज़ में बहुत अच्छा था।
And how does the Bajaj Chetak and IQ fits in the whole equation of being top
चे-
players?
चेतक और टीवीएस दोनों का एक प्लस पॉइंट ये है कि दोनों में ना इश्यूज कम आते हैं।
Okay.
बट हाँ, ये भी है कि भाई इनके ऊपर जो ब्रांड ट्रस्ट है बहुत ज़्यादा है, और लोग इन्हें इसलिए खरीदते हैं क्योंकि ये टीवीएस और बजाज के प्रोडक्ट्स हैं। चेतक अगर राइडेबिलिटी बात कहें तो मैं कहूँगा नॉट वेरी गुड, बिकॉज उसमें सीन ये है कि एक तो वो मेटल का बना हुआ है। पीछे वाला जो पार्ट है उसका वो पूरा मेटल का है, फिर उसके अंदर ही पीछे साइड माउंटेड मोटर हो जाती है, वहीं पे बैटरी लगी हुई है। सो हैंडलिंग वाइज मोस्टली लोगों के लिए वो थोड़ा सा ना हैवी हो सकता है, और होता भी है। अगर आप चला रहे हो 5-10 किलोमीटर तो चलाने में कोई इशू नहीं है, बट अगर आप थोड़ा ज़्यादा चलाते हो तो डेफिनेटली, अगर आप सीधे सीधे रोड पे चल रहे हो तो कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन अगर आप सिटी के ट्रैफिक में चल रहे हो तो थोड़ा सा हार्ड वो हो जाता है चलाना। अ, बाकी प्रोडक्ट वाइज, वैल्यू फॉर मनी वाइज, और क्वालिटी प्रोडक्ट जो है चेतक से कोई भी आसपास नहीं है। चेतक बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा स्कूटर बनाता है, फिट एंड फाइन, लुक वाइज, हर चीज़ में उन्होंने बीट कर रखा है सबको। बाकी बात करें टीवीएस iQube की, मुझे लगता है वो आउटडेटेड हो गया। अ, अभी भी ठीक है
Okay.
नॉर्मल यूसेज के लिए। डेली डेली लाइफ में कोई दिक्कत नहीं आती है टीवीएस iQube में। अगर हम थोड़ा सा कंपेयर करें तो उन्होंने अपनी क्वालिटी को कम किया है। पहले स्कूटर जो आया करते थे तो उनकी क्वालिटी, बिल्ड क्वालिटी जो है वो अच्छी थी, लेकिन रिसेंटली मैं कहूँगा 6-8 महीने पहले या फिर 2023 के एंड तक दिसंबर के आसपास इन्होंने अपनी क्वालिटी को थोड़ा सा कम किया था, जो कि कंपेरेबल है, दिख जाती है लोगों को। बट यस, फीचर्स वाइज, राइडेबिलिटी वाइज ओके रह गया है। थोड़ा सा पिछड़ा हुआ लगता है डेफिनेटली जो iQube है।
Okay.
बजाज आई थिंक ज्यादा फोकस कर रहा है टीवीएस iQube से ज्यादा।
Okay. And ultraviolet and versus Roadster Pro, if you have driven that ultraviolet and the feature wise
अल्ट्रा
and all.
को मैंने बहुत ज्यादा नहीं चलाया है, बस मेरे ही सब्सक्राइबर ने मेरे को बेंगलोर में एक बार टेस्ट राइड दिखाई थी, तो मैंने आई थिंक 2-3 किलोमीटर ही चला पाया था, थोड़ा टाइम कम था मेरे पास। बाकी मीडिया राइड में अल्ट्रावायलेट ने मुझे कभी बुलाया, आई थिंक कोई इशू उन्हें, मैंने कभी ना कभी उन्हें थोड़ा सा क्रिटिसाइज करते, तो दैट इज व्हाई
Okay.
नॉट इनवाइट मी। बट ठीक है। बाइक मैंने अपनी उस वीडियो में ये भी बोला था कि इनकी जो बाइक है थोड़ी सी महंगी है, जो कि 50 से 80 हज़ार रुपये मुझे महंगी लगती है। और सेम उन्होंने रिसेंटली किया हुआ है कि 380 वाली को 3 में कर दिया, 4.5 वाले को 4 में कर दिया। तो उसके बाद अगर कोई सेगमेंट की बाइक चाहता है तो आई थिंक तो बढ़िया है वो। लुक वाइज तो आई थिंक
Okay.
पेट्रोल में भी कोई नहीं है उसके आगे।
Yeah,
और
the look
बाकी मैंने
looks and all.
नहीं है मेरे साथ अल्ट्रावायलेट का चलाने वाइज। वैसे अगर
Oh.
प्रोडक्ट वाइज बात करो तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है वो।
Yeah, I hope they are successful and they ramp up a lot.
हाँ,
But maybe they need to bring a different version with smaller battery pack because they really need the numbers.
एग्री।
And currently they are just doing double digit numbers
हाँ,
monthly.
मोस्टली मैं कहूँगा वो 30 के आसपास ही रहते हैं, 30 बीच में 10 यूनिट पे भी गए थे। पिछले महीने आई थिंक वो 50 यूनिट क्रॉस किया, शायद नहीं 50 टच किया उन्होंने।
48 was registration, so maybe couple more sales that were registered. Yeah, so 50, 60
हाँ
maybe.
हाँ, सो डेफिनेटली नंबर उन्हें बढ़ाने की ज़रूरत है। और हाँ, ठीक है।
So, okay, some questions. Gurnam Singh is having problem with his Ola. He's also in Chandigarh. And Shubham Sarkar says discuss about Roadster Pro. So we have discussed about Roadster Pro. Just a overview. It comes with two battery packs, 8 kilowatt hour and 16 kilowatt hour. Price at 2 lakh and 2.5 lakh. These are introductory prices. The range is they claim up to us about 580 kilometers something. Maybe real will be, yeah, it will be less. We need to see that, but we need more details. We don't have much deeper details right now. And civil society is asking waterproofing and thermal runaway improvement in Gen 3. So Gen 3, they attach the battery pack directly to the aluminium casting. Aluminium casting directly attaches to the battery pack. So that helps, and it also has some design and all battery pack. So it helps in the heat rejection. So there are going to be improvement in that also. And is it Tarun? Is it a big issue? I have not seen lately much about any fire or so. I mean, couple here and there, maybe in, but
यार,
not much. Is it a issue?
मेरे को नहीं लगता है ये फायर वायर वाला कोई इशू है खास। जो वही चाइनीज स्कूटर सेल किया करते थे, और उनको तो आदत लग गई थी स्कूटर मतलब हर हफ्ते खरीदने की। बट इन ओला, एथर, टीवीएस, बजाज है ही नहीं कोई इशू। मतलब डेफिनेटली एक आधी यूनिट तो कभी ना कुछ तो होगा ही। और उसमें भी हमें रीजन एक्चुअल नहीं पता लगता है कि चार्जर से वायर से स्कूटर में आग लगी या फिर स्कूटर से आगे आग लगी है। तो कुड बी पॉसिबल कि एक आधे स्कूटर में सेल्स लेवल पे कोई दिक्कत आई हो तो आग लगी हो, लेकिन मुझे लगता है मोस्टली जो होता है वो अदर रीजन से होता है।
Right,
कोई
right.
शॉर्ट सर्किट हो गया और अदर चीजें हो गई। बट ये है कि वो ईवी न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी है ना, इतना फैला देते हैं लोग। लोगों को शेयर करने में मजा आता है कि देखो ये स्कूटर नया आ
Even
रहा है,
media,
बढ़िया।
media enjoys that.
हाँ, मीडिया को तो बहुत ज्यादा मजा आता है। सो इसके वजह से
बहुत
लोगों को
ज्यादा.
ज्यादा लगता है, बट जो चला रहे हैं, जो यूज कर रहे हैं, उन्हें कोई दिक्कत नहीं।
Right, right.
और नए लोगों को लग
Uh,
सकता है वीडियो डाला है,
yeah.
उसके नीचे लोग लिख रहे हैं कि दिवाली पे फटेगा एंड ऑल। मे बी उन्हें ट्रोल करने में मजा आ रहा है, बट अगर कोई न्यू व्यूवर आ रहा है तो डेफिनेटली उस कमेंट से उसका व्यू चेंज हो सकता है।
Yeah, I mean, and
सो
the service perception of Ola on social media doesn't help also. Everything
हाँ,
gets blown. And yeah, so if someone is not in deep into the this EV enthusiast and other community, they will think that everything is full of issues.
राइट। इसके ऊपर मैंने बहुत बार
Right.
बात भी करी कि देखो, कुछ परसेंट में कहूंगा ओला की तो है गलती, जहाँ पे
Yeah,
यू नो
obviously. Yeah.
हाँ, जहाँ पे ना एग्जैक्ट रेजोल्यूशन प्रोवाइड किया जा सकता है, लेकिन लैक ऑफ नॉलेज, लैक ऑफ कनेक्शन या जो भी कह लो, उसके वजह से क्या है, जो काम मतलब 5 मिनट में हो सकता है, उसके लिए उसे भी टाल दिया जाता है नंबर ऑफ डेज के लिए। तो ओला की भी है। और यार, ओवरऑल मैं ये भी कहूँगा कि न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी है, डेफिनेटली
Oh, yeah.
100% तो होगी नहीं। और जब हम ट्रांजिस्ट कर रहे हैं एक टेक्नोलॉजी से दूसरी टेक्नोलॉजी में, तो कुछ तो चैलेंजेस आएंगे ही, और ये वही चैलेंजेस है जो कि ओवर द टाइम सॉल्व होंगे।
डिपेंड करता है वो इम्प्रूव कर रहे हैं क्या. अगर इम्प्रूव नहीं किया तो ऑब्वियसली कस्टमर अपने पॉकेट से जवाब देंगे ही. बट
हाँ, बिल्कुल।
ओला को, राइट.
राइट।
सो सर्विस वाला थोड़ा ओला को ये देखना ही होगा, क्योंकि अरुण की भी किसी फैमिली
कहूँगा।
मेंबर को दिक्कत आई थी. कई दिन वो सर्विस में ही खड़ा रहा, फिर मुझे कांटेक्ट ढूंढ के कुछ भेजना पड़ा था, तब जाके कुछ हुआ रेजोल्यूशन.
हाँ, कई बार
तो
मैंने हेल्प किया जहाँ पे इशू
हाँ,
पड़ा, लेकिन कोई कह लो, नेक्स्ट कह लो, कुछ भी कह लो, बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस हैं, उसकी वजह से स्कूटर।
राइट. So another question is regarding charging standard, and we have, I mean, yeah. So CCS two is standard in personal four wheeler in India. Everyone has CCS two, but in two wheeler, it's kind of two department. One was developed by used by Ather. It is also used by Hero also, and the one that Ola uses. I don't
राइट।
know the exact code name. So Ola one is also used by, I think, TVS, Ultraviolet, and Simple Energy. I mean, there's an
Yes.
issue. None of these are interoperable right now. The Ola ones, Hero and Ather are. Uh, and I think when Ola should have gone with the whatever standard Ather was using, but they didn't for some reason, because a standardized connector would help a lot, right? You can just use a
बिल्कुल.
single charger. You don't need to change the charger, and the CPO, the charging provider operators, they can start installing infra for two wheeler also, if there's a simple connector right now, like, and other scooter and bikes, they have their own different connector. So it is a mess in the connector department. I wish government
And I just want to
did
add
something.
something on the, and once Aether has published all their needed protocols, like it is open source, so there was no reason for
Right.
any manufacturer to not to get into this. So Aether labeled its I think the connector which they labeled it as light electric combined charging system, LECCS. So once the protocols were available for all the manufacturers, they should take advantage of this and they should help each other to grow. Even Ola's
Right.
hyperchargers, they have not also not come up like whatever they had promised, and there is no word about hypercharging network from Ola now. आपको अब हाइपर चार्जिंग नेटवर्क के बारे में ओला बोलता ही नहीं है बिल्कुल भी. सो आई थिंक दे हैव गिवन अप ऑन दैट. अभी तो कुछ कुछ नहीं बोल रहे वो हाइपर चार्जिंग के बारे में. पहले बोलते थे, अभी कुछ नहीं बोला. ओएस में भी मुझे कोई हाइपर चार्जिंग का कुछ नहीं दिखा. उसमें बस इनडायरेक्ट टीपीएमएस एंड ऑल दो एक दो चीजें उन्होंने मतलब बताई हैं. आई थिंक दे हैव उन्होंने एक तो
I
इनडायरेक्ट
think in the last year they said something to have 10,000 and something
कुछ
hypercharger
भी
by
नहीं
some time, and
नथिंग इज कम अप.
yeah, really, yeah. Ather is ahead in that charging
Ether,
department for the public.
look, in terms of getting the technology to like Ether को मैं मतलब अपनी लैंग्वेज में मेरे को लगता है कि we all will agree that it's kind of an Apple kind of a thing. So Ether are doing that way. Ether is the Apple of uh, two wheelers currently in India. Still they have to improve. Lot of us मतलब टू व्हीलर्स में इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स में भी सर्विस के मामले में कोई भी उसको नेल नहीं कर पाया. हालांकि जब जो टू व्हीलर आइस वाले जो बंदे हैं जो पेट्रोल स्कूटर चला रहे हैं, वो कुछ टाइम के बाद अपने एक्टिवा की सर्विस नहीं करवाते. वो तभी करवाते हैं जब उसकी रेस पकड़नी बंद हो जाती है, या वो बिल्कुल बिल्कुल खराब मतलब उनके आप देखोगे टायर घिसे होते हैं, ब्रेक पैड्स घिसे होते हैं.
Right.
So those people who are shifting to electric vehicles and considering कि भाई मेरा सर्विस के टाइम पे ये होगा, तो वो भी कॉन्फ्लिक्ट है क्योंकि टू व्हीलर्स में मैंने नहीं देखा किसी को बहुत प्रॉपर सर्विस करवाते हुए. वंस द जो फ्री सर्विसेज हैं उसके बाद वो करवाते ही नहीं. इवन इफ यू आस्क द एक्टिवा डीलरशिप्स एंड होंडा वालों से पूछोगे आप, तो पीपल डोंट टर्न अप आफ्टर सर्टेन टाइम. दे गेट इट डन फ्रॉम आउटसाइड एंड कुछ तो करवाते ही नहीं. जब उनका थोड़ा सा रेस देना बंद हो जाता है बाइक, या धुआं मारने ज्यादा लग जाता है या उसकी माइलेज कम हो जाती है, देन दे गो टू the local
Right.
mechanics
Right.
to get it service. So in MoveOS 5, I
Right.
think
Right.
MoveOS 5 में they have given smart charging. उसका कोई डिटेल अभी आया नहीं है. स्मार्ट पार्क पता नहीं अब कैसे होगा. और एक टीपीएमएस, या टीपीएमएस आई थिंक इट इज इनडायरेक्ट वन, नॉट द डायरेक्ट वन.
Yeah. AITPMS. Yeah.
AITPMS, like,
I'm not sure if it will show the exact PSI or not.
and it should. I still think that Ola should have done something. They should have added ABS in their scooter. Uh, this is what I feel. Maybe अगले आने वाले generation में वो ABS add कर दें.
Maybe Gen 3 might have, I think.
And another
Not
thing,
sure, but
just wanted to add on Chetak. I think Chetak is the only electric vehicle, or I think only two wheeler which gives you backlit switches. सिर्फ चेतक में बैकलिट
okay.
स्विच आते हैं और आपको देखने में बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं. सिर्फ उनमें
Okay.
चेतक ओनली कम्स विद बैकलिट स्विचेस. बट
Okay.
टीवीएस हैज बीन अ बिग सरप्राइज. पता नहीं टीवीएस ने क्या खिलाया लोगों को एकदम, मतलब द सेल्स हैव गॉन रियली अप. मे बी
Yeah, they are doing
like they are really doing well.
right. Right.
Yeah.
Akhil Krishnan is also with us. He has joined. Akhil, what two wheelers you have, and what is your experience and impressions about the Ola event?
Hi guys, good evening. Uh, Glad to be speaking here. I just wanted to, before I get into the experience that I have with these two brands, just wanted to make some quick clarifications. uh,
Right.
about the charging part, because that's one area I'm looking at very closely. Uh, so Ola and TVS Ultraviolet, all these guys are on a standardized protocol which is BIS approved. It's called the Type 7, or sorry, the Type 6. And Aether has only recently received BIS approval for that connector, and it's called Type 7, which is also, they are calling it
Okay.
LEVCCS, but in common parlance, it's Type 7, whereas all the others are on Type 6. So there was a comment as to why it's not being standardized and so on, but Type 6 was actually recognized by BIS a very long time back. And so manufacturers just decided to adopt what is already approved instead of going with something that was not approved, which is what Aether's connector was at the time. But very recently, they've got approval for that. Now, if you look at the protocols, they're actually, if you look at the Type 6 vehicles, they're all interoperable, provided each OEM opens it up to other networks. Right now, only Ola and to a very small extent. Yeah, sorry. So I was just saying that all the manufacturers who are in this Type 6 protocol, which is Ola, iQube, Ola, TVS, Ultraviolet, and so on, they're all operating chargers at different scale, but it's all meant for their own customers. And Ola
Right.
has got a decent enough hypercharge network, actually. If you look at the network that's laid out in Bangalore, and it sees a good bit of utilization. As of now, it's free for Ola customers, whereas if you look at Aether's Type 7 Aether Grid, what they call it, that's charged at 1 rupee a minute, which I'm sure many of the Aether owners know already. So these OEMs are going about it in a very different manner, and it's only a matter of time before they start really monetizing it, because there's a lot of usage right now on these networks, and it costs a fair bit to roll out these networks at scale. All right. So I just wanted to make that clarification, because there was a comment that there are not enough of these chargers, and uh, it's not standardized and so on. But this is the technical hindrance that these OEMs face. They don't want to be using something which
Okay.
is not certified.
Okay. And that's okay. Yeah. Thanks for that.
Okay, so yeah,
Thanks, thanks.
coming to the part about experience, I've had a Aether for a very long time. I was one of the earliest customers of Aether 450 back in, what is that, 2017, I think. So yeah, the experience has been great. The product is good, experience is good. Somebody made a comment about Aether being the Apple of EV scooters, and
Yeah.
that's actually quite a good comparison. It's quite a good analogy, because that is the case. It's always having a little bit of more premium image than the other scooters. But if, as a EV enthusiast, if I really want to see EVs proliferating or getting spread across the country, we need the price points to keep beating the ICE equivalents, right? So
Right.
Ola that way is doing a fantastic job, and I thought yesterday's event, even though it was a bit glitchy and it seemed to me like it was a bit unorganized watching it on
Yeah.
the thing, but that's okay. I mean, it was more of a freewheeling event, looked like. And I was blown away by the pricing. And even if they are delivering half the specs that they're promising on the motorcycles at the same price, it would be a really good achievement for them. So I came away with a very good impression. And even though they've had a lot of hiccups over the years, starting from the first product for the S1, uh, they have captured a huge chunk of the market, right? So I think they'll only do well.
Right.
Looks like. I mean, we can uh, criticize them, rightly criticize them for all the missteps that's happened, and but they're only going from strength to strength. They're dominating the market. So I don't see any other reason why. I can't see any reason why they won't dominate it with the motorcycles as well. And they brought out an interesting statistics in the launch. I think many of you might have noticed the EV penetration in the motorcycle was hardly 1%.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there is
absolutely.
huge room to grow. There is huge room to grow, and there is actually a good demand for EV motorcycles because not many people want to ride scooters for a long distance. It's not very comfortable, uh, especially on broken roads and these kind of situations. So motorcycles will definitely do well, and we have like for within our own use, we have some Revolt bikes as well, and they have been doing really well.
Okay.
And even though the company has been going through some ups and downs, the motorcycles are actually good. And coming to Ola, also I've got some good experience with it. Not many issue. There are a few service hiccups, like the scooter would freeze up, and it would need like some kind of a hard reset, and all these kind of things. But there were a few updates or some, whatever was done, and then after that, it's been good. It's been running well. So overall, I would say I've got only positive experiences in different angles with all these brands.
Right. Right. I mean, yes, Ola is doing very good in lowering the price and pushing towards the mass, and that's what we need. I mean, yeah, Ether has its class, but they didn't really go and try to go into the mass section of this.
Correct. That's right. I mean, possibly they're trying to address that with the Rista, but I don't know if anybody has the actual booking and sales. I believe they started delivering, but
Yeah.
to be very honest, this is my personal take. I'm not seeing that kind of a buzz around the scooter as, let's say, uh, the Ola equivalent, or because we are seeing Olas everywhere now, especially in the major cities. But remains to be seen whether the same will happen with the Rista.
आई थिंक रिश्ता में एक चीज हो रही है कि वो अपने मॉडल्स को कंट्रोल कर रहे हैं या फिर अभी बना नहीं रहे हैं। एक तो उनका जो एक्सटेंडेड बैटरी पैक वाला था जो कि ज्यादा चला है, वो आई थिंक अभी से आई डोंट नो जुलाई एंड या फिर उसके बाद से उन्होंने कहा है कि उन्होंने बनाना स्टार्ट किया है, कब डिलीवर करेंगे। और जो सबसे बेस मॉडल था वो भी वो नहीं दे रहे थे। लाइक जी का आई थिंक प्रो पैक सबसे ज्यादा सेल हो रहा था, जो भी अभी तक लोगों ने खरीदा है, जो मेरे कॉन्टैक्ट में आए हैं। तो ज़ी मॉडल जो बेस वेरिएंट है ज़ी का, वो तो ले रहे हैं लोग, लेकिन जो सबसे बेस मॉडल था, वो अवेलेबल नहीं था और ना ही टॉप वाला।
Okay.
दैट इज़ द रीज़न कि ज़्यादा नहीं दिख रहा है वो रोड के ऊपर। और
I
बिकॉज़
mean, we
ज़ी
would
मॉडल
see in the next few months. We will see in the sale figures if it's really making an impact.
राइट,
Because Ola is constantly above 40,000 in registrations, and Ether went down to something 5,000, 6,000 something, and last month was 10, they crossed 10,000. They had mass delivery events for Rista, so that helped in the numbers. But how much they can sustain in the long term, that's to be seen.
So you can expect that Rista would sell around 3 to 4,000 units per month, because still
So
Ather's
that is
presence is still very low. Ather
that's
की presence अभी भी low है, मतलब it's not like pan India like now.
right.
Ola has really grown well. Ola is doing what Maruti 800 did for the ICE vehicles. Ola is really now doing that democratization कि सबको ही ले लो भाई। हर 15 दिन के बाद उनकी ऑफर आ जाती है, 10,000 कम हो गया, 3,000 कम हो गया। आज भी मेल आई हुई है, 25,000 ऑफ।
Okay.
So they are really, so they will remain number one for long
And
now.
Ola has more physical presence also. I mean, I live in Bhiwani. They have a store here,
Maybe they are
and
willing to
in the
maybe
last
they are
couple
willing to
months.
sell at losses, like अभी भी जो उनका कल परसों जो आया है कि 300 दिन से इतने करोड़, मतलब there was discussion going on that Ola share has gone to 133 from 90, but the fundamentals of the company is still they are in
Yeah,
losses,
yeah, I
maybe
saw that
पता नहीं, मतलब
also.
I'm not sure, but still they are willing to take that kind of risk. So maybe they are like they have a fundamentally they trust themselves, like.
I mean, I'm not sure who was expecting them to be profitable in these early days
Yes,
and
that
with
is
so
also
much
right. That is
investment
also
in
right.
cell factory and all, right? And I'm not expecting them to be anytime soon. And so, yeah. So I'm personally more interested in what they do with cell, how their cell trajectory go, production and the cost and all, and if they can really implement the dry coating method, or they would also shift to wet for a break. Uh, And in China, the cell costs are under $100 per kilowatt hour.
Right, right.
LG, you can find something around $90 per kilowatt hour, and LFP are touching $50 per kilowatt hour. So uh, I think for India to match those cell prices, we would still need some time, even with the local production, because the lithium raw material refining is what we need, and that's going to take some time to build up. We are starting to build cells, Ola and all other, but their cathode and anode, that's I think still in imports, or it's still in development. That will take time.
Yes. And interesting thing is they are going into chip also. That's another thing.
Yes, so I was just interested in the EV department, so
Yeah,
I didn't look ahead on
right,
the
right, right.
AI and all that. So I was just limited
Yeah,
to
so we
only
can
EV.
just
Yeah,
like we have a consensus like all the two-wheeler electric vehicle manufacturers they need to focus on service because Ola has got huge numbers, so we invariably find more people complaining. Like it's like whenever you post something
right,
about
right,
Tata, there is a post that there is a service issue. Whenever you post about Ola, there you will find invariably a disgruntled customer, someone or a user who is not satisfied, and probably in a in a in a structurized method like where you have a dealership, you can go to the manager, then you can go to the area manager or a territory manager. There is no way of communication. You only are on like you only land up calling the Ola helpline, and even the manager also, even the service guy also doesn't know that much. The Ola champion, whatever they used to call them. So they should improve it, but I think it will take time. But another that the other side of argument is how many two-wheeler petrol vehicle guys were getting their vehicle serviced.
right.
So वो भी एक
And I mean, there are lot of issues in two wheeler ice also, but they don't get as much attention,
well, basically they
and
have got
people keep.
local support. Na? Like there are local guys you can go and they can just sort the thing up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's there.
So as Akhil pointed that in motorcycles, in electric motorcycle, Ola has got a free hand and free head start. Like the prices which they have given,
Yeah.
everybody will have to beat these benchmarks. So
And yeah, so one thing I would like to add, if you guys don't know, Ola currently uses the cells from two manufacturers. One is LG, and another one is BAC. Both are 2170, and they alternate between. Every pack has from is from both suppliers. I don't know how they distribute that based on their supplies, maybe. But they also initially it was LG only, then they added BAC also. Ether has also added back. So back is getting quite a share in the EV two-wheeler market.
right, right,
Uh,
right.
we yeah, we maintain a list of some major two-wheeler and their cell supplier and who is making their battery pack. If you guys have not seen, you can go to our website and open the public data page. So and Bounce is also using back in one of their products.
तो एक चीज के
So
बारे में
that's
तो भूल
there.
गए भाई, सिंपल एनर्जी का क्या बन रहा है? What is happening with those guys?
Simple energy. I mean, they are in also two digits
That
only.
this is not a very simple
And
topic.
Right, right, right.
it's a
Aptly
complex
pointed. Aptly
topic.
pointed.
Right.
Suhas was the first one when I think Ola fire incident happened, and he had a big tweet on that. I just still
Right.
remember
I mean, Ola announced their plan of a million something scooter, and Simple was to launch some days after that, and they had some plan of 1 lakh and something. But then they came out with even the bigger plans, talking about, I think, I don't know, 1.25 or even some 10. I don't know how many millions was that, but that was outrageous number they claimed. And right now they are in double digits, and I think around just Bangalore area. Yeah. So there was recently news couple of days ago that they are planning to open showroom in six more cities, but I have not literally met anyone here, seen anyone here with simple scooters. I was trying to find a owner to talk about it, but I am not able to find a simple owner. Someone joked in the chat that it's just for the relatives,
Right, right.
but I don't know. So
So,
simple,
so
yeah.
I think we have discussed almost everything about the Ola event, and we have taken beautiful insights from Mr. Akhil and Tarun also.
I think, Tarun, do you have anything to add? We will round up after that.
No, I think we are fine.
Okay. So
I think now our next
next,
next phase should be when Venture EV launches, right?
no, next space we are planning to do on Saturday and Sunday with an Nexon EV owner who has crossed 1.7 lakh kilometer
Even if
about
we
his
can ask
experience. And
Sandeep, there is one Sandeep which is crossed, I think more than two also. The Sandeep Jambal.
I, yeah, I think maybe I will look into that and maybe we
Right,
can
right.
add him
We
also.
can talk about later, right? Correct.
Yeah. So, okay, do you if any one of you have any topic ideas, do let us know. We can discuss around that also in the future spaces. We will try to do some this regularly, at least once a week, probably around weekend. Yeah. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. Akhil and Extraordinary, if you have anything closing
No,
remarks,
I
please.
think we appreciate the time from Tarun and Akhil and the other speakers. Uh, really appreciate really appreciate that because only the real owners and the real reviewers who are specifically doing EVs can talk about the
Right.
electric vehicles. Otherwise, you just never know what is coming up. So
Right.
beautiful insights from Akhil as well as Tarun. Thank you for uh, conducting this space again, Nikhil. And
Yeah.
if you have any car around the world and you want to know the battery pack chemistry, you just ask Nikhil. Just message him. He's the James Bond of battery packs.
I mean, LinkedIn loves these details.
Yeah,
Twitter doesn't.
absolutely right.
Twitter doesn't gives me views on the details, but LinkedIn gives me more. I don't know why people don't love detail on the Twitter.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take care. Take
Okay.
care. Yeah. Good
Okay,
night.
everyone.
Okay.
Thank you for
Thank
joining.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Good. Bye.
Bye.